I'm Anna, and I am obsessed with the craft of comedy. For me, comedy isn't just about laughter, it's about rhythm, timing, precision, and the way humor reveals truths about the world. And when it comes to analyzing comedic brilliance, few examples are as powerful and as enduring as The Simpsons. This show has been running for more than 3 decades, and through that time it has managed to perfect comedic timing, deliver razor-sharp satire, and create moments of pure genius that still make audiences laugh, think, and quote lines years later. So today, I want to take you on a journey into the world of comedic mastery as seen through The Simpsons. The first thing we need to talk about is timing. Comedy lives and dies on timing. Too fast, and the joke is lost. Too slow, and the punchline falls flat. The Simpsons mastered timing not only in dialogue, but also in animation, sound design, and pacing. Think about Homer, pausing just a fraction of a second before saying, "Dough!" That single beat turns a simple sound into an unforgettable punchline. The writers and animators knew exactly when to hold a shot, when to cut away, and when to let silence hang in the air before delivering a joke. It's this mastery of rhythm that keeps the humor alive even after multiple viewings. You can rewatch an old episode and still laugh, not because you didn't know what was coming, but because the delivery is flawless. But timing is only part of the magic. The show's satire is another level of brilliance. Satire works best when it cuts close to the truth, when it exaggerates real life just enough to make us laugh, while also making us uncomfortable. The Simpsons has been a sharp satirical voice since its early days, holding a mirror up to American society. Through Springfield, we see corrupt politicians, greedy corporations, lazy workers, moral panics, and the absurdity of consumer culture. Mr. Burns isn't just a character, he is a symbol of unchecked capitalism. Mayor Quimby isn't just a mayor, he's a caricature of political corruption. By exaggerating these traits, the show makes us laugh while also forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about the systems we live in. That is satire at its best, entertainment with a razor edge. Now let's talk about the genius of character-driven comedy. One of the secrets behind the success of The Simpsons is that the humor comes from who the characters are, not just from random jokes thrown into the script. Homer is funny because he is consistently himself, clueless, impulsive, but also deeply human. Bart is mischievous and rebellious, and his comedy often comes from challenging authority. Lisa provides intellectual humor, sometimes with biting sarcasm or heartbreaking truth. Marge grounds the family with her patience and exasperation, and even Maggie, who doesn't speak, gets laughs through clever visual gags. The writers understood that the funniest moments come when characters behave exactly as we expect them to, in ways that are both ridiculous and completely believable. This consistency is what allows us to connect with the humor on a deeper level. Another aspect of comedic mastery in The Simpsons is layering. The jokes operate on multiple levels so that kids can laugh at one thing while adults laugh at another. A visual gag might be funny on its own, but the dialogue adds another layer, and then a cultural reference adds yet another. For example, you might see a slapstick fall that makes you chuckle, but then realize the entire scene is parodying a famous film or a political scandal. This layered comedy is what makes The Simpsons endlessly rewatchable. Every time you come back to an episode, you notice something new, a background sign, a clever reference, or a subtle visual joke that you missed before. That density of comedy is rare, and it shows a level of craftsmanship that goes beyond ordinary sitcom writing. And let's not forget about parody. The Simpsons became famous for parodying movies, television, literature, and even itself. The Treehouse of Horror episodes are legendary for this. In just a few minutes, the writers could take something as iconic as The Shining and reimagine it through the lens of Springfield, creating both homage and hilarity. Parody in The Simpsons isn't just about copying something for laughs. It's about understanding the source material so deeply that the parody feels both clever and fresh. This is another sign of comedic genius, the ability to transform existing stories into something that both honors and ridicules them at the same time. Of course, the influence of The Simpsons extends beyond the show itself. Its comedy has shaped generations of writers, comedians, and animators. Shows like Family Guy, South Park, and Rick and Morty owe their existence to the comedic blueprint laid down by The Simpsons. Even live-action sitcoms borrowed lessons in pacing, joke density, and cultural satire. The Simpsons writers' room became a legendary training ground for comedic talent. Many of its alumni went on to shape Hollywood, write best-selling books, or create entirely new series. In this sense, The Simpsons isn't just a show, it's a comedy school that trained some of the sharpest minds in the industry. Now let's focus again on timing, but not just in jokes, in storytelling. The structure of a Simpsons episode often sets up comedic payoffs with precision. A joke planted early in the episode might return later in an unexpected way, creating a callback that rewards attentive viewers. This technique keeps audiences engaged and gives episodes a sense of cohesion. The humor doesn't just exist in isolated moments. It builds, escalates, and pays off like a perfectly crafted routine. That's why some episodes feel almost like stand-up comedy translated into animation, with setups, punchlines, and callbacks woven seamlessly into the narrative. Another area where the show excels is physical comedy. Even though it's animated, The Simpsons uses physical humor in ways that feel surprisingly real. Homer falling down stairs, Bart pulling elaborate pranks, or Krusty the Clown's slapstick performances all highlight the timelessness of physical comedy. But because it's animation, the writers and animators can push the boundaries far beyond what would be possible in live action. Characters can get flattened, blown up, or stretched into impossible shapes, and yet the humor feels consistent with the world of Springfield. This blend of physical and verbal comedy is part of what makes the show so rich. What fascinates me most, as someone obsessed with comedy, is how The Simpsons balances absurdity with sincerity. The jokes are outrageous, the satire is biting, and yet the show often delivers moments of real emotion. Think about episodes where Homer and Lisa struggle to connect, or where Marge questions her life choices, or where Bart shows a rare moment of vulnerability. These emotional beats make the comedy stronger because they give us a reason to care about the characters. Without heart, comedy feels hollow. With heart, comedy becomes unforgettable. And The Simpsons consistently manage to find that balance. Another stroke of comedic brilliance is the show's self-awareness. The Simpsons often break the fourth wall, reference their own popularity, or make jokes about television as a medium. By doing this, they invited the audience to be in on the joke, creating a sense of intimacy. We weren't just watching characters, we were part of a shared joke about culture, media, and society itself. This self-referential humor later became common in other shows, but The Simpsons pioneered it in mainstream television. Finally, let's talk about longevity. Comedy is notoriously hard to sustain. Jokes get old, references age, and audiences move on. And yet, The Simpsons has managed to stay relevant for over 30 years. Even if some fans debate when the golden age ended, the fact remains, no other comedy has lasted this long while, still producing new episodes. That endurance alone is a testament to its comedic foundation. It shows that when you build humor on strong timing, sharp satire, rich characters, and layered jokes, the result is not just a funny show, it's a cultural landmark. So when I say I'm obsessed with comedic mastery, this is what I mean. I see it in the way The Simpsons nails the pause before a punchline. I see it in the way they use satire to make us laugh at ourselves. I see it in the dense layering of jokes, the perfect parodies, the callbacks, the physical gags, and the moments of unexpected sincerity. Comedy is an art form, and The Simpsons is one of its greatest masterpieces. And as long as people keep quoting Homer, laughing at Bart, and finding new jokes hidden in old episodes, the comedic genius of The Simpsons will continue to inspire, teach, and entertain for generations to come.